Hi, this is Greg Pogue from the IC Squared Institute. I'm coming to you from Sitka, Alaska, and you may be saying, that's a long way from Texas, and it is. However, we conducted a very detailed research project looking at smaller communities in Alaska and how they prepare and grow themselves based on tourism engagement. And much interesting best practices were gained through our time spent in Sitka. I'd like to use this setting to discuss how assignment 4 in the regional recovery program is going to be carried out and what our expectations are. Assignment 4 is really where you summarize and synthesize your findings. We're going to ask you to first review your results, understanding what are the key assets, strengths, and weaknesses that you have found in the community through the community profile, interviews, as well as your community surveys. We're going to ask you to consider what are the common concepts, values, places, programs, and effects that maybe COVID-19 has had on the community that many people are communicating. These are important to bring forward. We want you to also identify what are the key people and organizations that make the community work well. What does cooperation mean in the community for it to be successful? We want you to think about the key places that core community members meet, engage, things that they're proud of, that they share with visitors, and opportunities that places and environmental assets have for economic development. We want you to think about the people and places that may be left out, people that are not included in economic prosperity or the plans. How could they be assets to the community? How could they be involved? And finally, we hope you're capturing some photos, some pictures that actually communicate values, the people and places that you found are important. We're going to ask you to summarize what you find in what we call the revised asset priorities, the key 3 assets that are strengths and the weaknesses in the community, as well as any outstanding assets that you have uncertainty about. Please include some notes describing why you made these choices. No doubt you'll have some outstanding questions, things you did not find answers that you need to do more research on if you had another 2 months, but you don't. So please make sure you list those questions in terms of outstanding questions. We're going to ask you to revise your community summary statement. You did your initial statement during assignment 1. How has it changed now that you've conducted interviews and surveys? Why has it changed? Tell us what happened. What did you learn that made it change, and why is this an attractive, fitted summary for your community? In the process of your interviews, your secondary research, no doubt you've come upon several goals that the community has in terms of how it will grow its economic base and develop its economy. Please tell us the 3 goals that you have heard communicated. Tell us what the goal is and how they propose to get it done. And if they have an idea of when they propose to get it done by, that would be great. Next, we really want you finally to consider your recommendation. What is your voice in this? We'd ask you to think about what are the challenges and what are the opportunities you see for your community after you've studied it as it recovers from COVID-19. What are the best ways to unite assets and people for it to experience better economic development? What are ways that they can collaborate together to overcome its challenges? Please consider those and enumerate them. And finally, please develop 2 recommendations you would have for economic development activities. These could be from the list you already listed from the community. You may think that they have the right plan, or you may have other ideas that have developed out of the insights you've gained. Please tell us the goal and how does it fit with the community's values and future opportunities. Finally, we'd like you to construct no more than 14 slides capturing the data from this summary in a way to communicate to your community what you've learned. A detailed description is provided in your handbook. This will link together what you've learned, how you did it, and what some of the recommendations the community has offered you, as well as you are offering to the community. This is a way that you'll be able to communicate a summary of what you've been able to do. We're going to ask you to take those data pieces and upload those to Canvas for review. Ultimately, your raw data and this community presentation will form the centerpiece of what we will be sharing with your community. So how you present this, the clarity, the attractiveness, and the way it comes across will be critical for how well they dig into this and hopefully how well they understand what you learned. So please take a lot of time to think about how to communicate what you did, what you learned, and what it means to the community in this community presentation. So this will be assignment 4. After uploading it into Canvas, you've completed your task in regional recovery. We thank you very much for your cooperation and your support of this project. If you have any questions, we'll be meeting on a weekly basis. So from Sitka, Alaska, I want to say thank you. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.